Howdy folks, Todd here with Great Escape Farms. Today I'm going to do something about the weed pressure in my swale here. So I've been working on this for a while. On the backside right here I have a bunch of leaves, and I packed the leaves down, and I did this in a combination of the fall last year and this early spring this year. Packed the leaves down, put a little bit of mulch on just to hold it, so that's a good foot thick right there, which is preventing anything from coming up on the backside, which that really helped with the fence here, keeping the chickens in their little run area back there. But the issue I'm having is on top, and that has to be weeded, and in the dugout part of the swale here, and that I could weed whack, but it's coming up very, very quickly. And I have another issue is I have planted squash, vining type squash. So in this case I have butternut. I also have spaghetti squash and other various types. I have cantaloupe and watermelon all planted along in the swale and every other spot. So that is a vine that's coming out this way. I also have right here, I have long beans, and then down a little ways I have cucumbers, and those will go back and run along the fence here. Anyhow, the stuff that's coming out into the swale right here, it's going to be difficult to have it mixed in with the weeds here. So what I'm going to do today is weed the top part of the swale here. And then down in the ditch itself, I'm going to take a weed whacker and whack down as close to the ground as I can get it to knock the weed pressure down. And then I'm going to put some contractor grade or some nurseryman's grade weed block or weed barrier in here along about 3/4 of the way down the swale and out into this open area here, and then I'll let the vines grow on top of that, and I'll go ahead and I'll staple it in. Now some may ask why I don't go ahead and just use a lot of mulch on the front side, and I did that last year, and you can see up here I have some. If I stop shaking, I'll have some right here on this part of the swale. But the problem is when we do get a big rain event, I have paths in here and I have pipes underneath, and I have to put the little caps on to keep the chipmunks and stuff like that from going in here and making nests and everything else, and burying and hiding all of their food stash in there. So I put the caps on. Well, the issue is the mulch, when we get a big rain event, blocks and clogs up these little vents right here, which prevents water from going through, and then I end up with one swale that's overflowing and another one that has barely anything in it. So that happens during our big thunderstorm rain events here. So I can't have a bunch of mulch here. So I'm hoping that the weed barrier will solve all of my problems and knock down the weeds and allow the squash and stuff like that to grow in here and not cause a blockage issue here. So let me go ahead and get started on the weeding, and I will be back with you in a minute. Well, I've been weeding along. Actually, I got from that up to here maybe 20% done, and I reached a raspberry bush here, and it is grown over here, which is no big deal. I can go right under that, but you can see it's actually grown up off of the swale here, and I could just pull it out, but being as how I run a nursery business, what I'm going to do is dig these up and propagate them, and I'll go ahead and pot them up and sell them. So I will put out a separate video on how to do that. Okay, the mound is weeded. The pit or the ditch itself has been weed whacked, and I also weed whacked a little bit up into the lawn here. So everything is good to go there. Now it's time for landscape fabric. So this is 8 foot wide rolled over, and it looks like, and what I mean by that is it's 4 foot by 4 foot, and it's bent in the center there. So it's 8 foot total when it's spread out. What I think I can do is divide this into 3 pieces, which would be a little bit less than 3 feet. So say 2 feet 8 inches on each one, which seems like it would be a good fit in here to cover the hill and then most of the ditch itself. So I'll go ahead and give a couple different sizes a try, and we'll see what we end up with. Well, I still have a lot to do, but I am out of landscape fabric. I got up to this point, which is beyond the halfway point. but this will give you an idea what it looks like. I will run to the store later this next week and get some more and do it, but you have the idea of what's going on. And I have the squash. Let's see, what is this one? Yeah, this is a squash. Actually, that's a zucchini, so that one will stay local, which means I have something that's going on the fence there. But the next one, hopefully I will get lots of squash growing in here to cover up this black fabric within the next couple of weeks. So I will try to water it a little bit more, get it growing a little faster, and try to cover this up, but that should take care of the weed pressure for me. So that is, as far as an update and seeing what it looks like, I will do a midsummer homestead update. So I will give an update on how this came along here and whether it was a success or a failure. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in and have a wonderful day.